Our opponents are not hurt by cuss words. They are hurt by the truth spoken with conviction. A summary of recent events. The media is rightfully targeted and taken to task. Very specifically, much of it is directed at a young journalist who is the extreme example of zero integrity and prostitution. The damseling begins. Social media apologists for the regime begin en masse calling her treatment atrocious and inhumane. Politicians of all stripes join the fray. It's easy to score points by, in quotes, protecting women from online harassment. No matter how vile, false, and defamatory her statements have been, the focus is redirected from righteous criticism of her actions to the indefensible that has been said to or about this person. The topic of online discussion has now been deviously changed from whether or not what these prostitutes do and say is tantamount to treason to whether or not you agree that online harassment of women is wrong. If you can't find a paid stooge, well, the anger is easily generated, and these demons feed off of it. You can see the satisfaction that they derive as they create unconstitutional mandates to limit our freedoms and then browbeat the population into submission. All the time, little tales betray their enjoyment. There's a kind of thrill in it, an erotic enjoyment as they torture an animal or pull the legs and wings off an insect. What are the odds that just 1 week after this so-called online harassment of women journalists reaches a fever pitch, the female politicians now move in on the turf? They see a good thing and they want a piece of the action. Our media opponents don't play by the rules. If they can't find a paid stooge, they'll easily generate the anger that they need for their narrative. They create a false moral high ground to frame the debate, rely on vocal radical voices to increase the volume, and then make the moderates capitulate and say the thing, ending the original discussion. What would my father say? That's what I often think about. He used to say to me, "Be good, son." Well, he would say to me that allowing another person to control your emotional reaction is to give that person power over you. Why be angry at them? Because they took away our livelihoods, divided our families, whittled away at the soul of our great nation. So that anger then, is swearing enough? That little gratification that you feel, is it enough? For me, it is not enough. My father would tell me to focus my anger into a searing white-hot point of action, and then to become that immovable object and that unstoppable force. I will not allow them to bother me, for I see them as the little demons that they truly are, ones to be removed and extricated from the body politic, to be made examples of, to be held accountable to the people. Or I could shout and rage and oscillate between anger and fear. Because the fear's coming from the worry that they've got power over me, control over me. But they don't have control over me. I have control over me. They've got the media, the tech platforms, the polls, and they lie and they dissemble for a living. But we have God, brethren. And what comes next, no one can stop. H for honor, A for accountability, I for integrity, and L for loyalty. Hail, brethren, and hail freedom!